We welcome to the program now the Adjutant General of the Mississippi National Guard, my good friend, General Jansen Boyles. General, good to see you, and thanks for coming on.
Gerard, thanks for always highlighting what the National Guard can do and what we do. Appreciate you having me on this show.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And we, of course, thank you and all of our Guard for their service to our state and to our nation. I know yesterday I saw you guys out there at 2 Mississippi museums. And, of course, this was ceremonies for Veterans Day, which is tomorrow, when we honor those who wore our nation's uniform. You had some remarks to deliver. What was your message yesterday?
We, of course, we do it every year, and we do it to highlight the contribution that our veterans have made over the years. And we'll have the band play the songs from all the services, and we'll have the veterans stand up. Yesterday we honored, like we do every year, a fallen soldier. Or in this case, a fallen soldier, General Al Hopkins, and I know that that's a name that's familiar to a lot of people in Mississippi. He was a successful attorney, and I think he ran for public office.
Yeah,
and he also served in the National Guard and attained the rank of general. And we lost him recently within the past year, and just wanted to honor his service and his family service. Norris, his son, was also a serviceman in the Air Guard, and he retired here recently also. So just a great family, and just a great tribute.
Well, that's awesome, and we certainly appreciate his service, and we extend our hearts and prayers to the family for his loss. But we appreciate you being on board, and I saw other dignitaries as well. I think Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann, Speaker of the House Philip Gunn, also in attendance, as well as others. But I got to tell you, when I hear the band, I get chill bumps, honestly, when they're playing the themes from our armed forces, our branches, and they're really good at it too, by the way. So I just want to let you know that.
Thank you. They take a lot of pride in their work. They're actually a large number, and about 40 of them, and they each sort of go out in teams of about 5 to 10. And another part of that band was playing at the Brandon Veterans Day event that morning, but it was 2 different teams. So we've got some very talented museums who serve in the Guard.
We certainly do.
Yeah.
All right. So are you busy? I'm assuming with Veterans Day, you've got some more on your schedule there.
We are. It's always an opportunity to tell our story, and so we have a lot of colonels and generals and enlisted leaders who are out speaking this weekend to different groups. I know that Major General Trent Kelly is covering a couple of groups in northeast Mississippi.
The congressman, yeah.
We had the commander of Camp Shelby was speaking to a group here at lunch. So we got a lot of folks out talking this weekend, just telling our story.
I got you. Let's talk about Camp Shelby. How critical is that to just defense of our nation and other services that the Guard provides to communities?
Doing well. We're a training center for the region. We're not just a training center for Mississippi.
Yeah.
And, you take for granted what we have here in Mississippi. We're one of 5 states that actually has tanks and a formation that deals with the heavy artillery and the heavy tanks. And so because of that, Camp Shelby is a big service center for states that have tanks. And so North Carolina, Tennessee, sometimes Minnesota, Mississippi, all come here and have their do their training, and then we also service their equipment.
Yeah.
Because of that, we also help with foreign military sales, and we actually help train and maintain tanks for other countries also.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty neat thing. And then the training that we do here. People come here and train in all sorts of disciplines, logistics, engineering, aviation, even the Air Force comes in here and trains and does a lot of maneuvers with the Air Force piece, supporting ground troops a lot of times. We call that Exercise Southern Strike, which we do in the spring. Mm-hmm. So a lot happens here. We also, if you notice coming in the front gate, we're in the middle of building a facility for the reserves. And so not only do we service the National Guard, we service the active duty and reserves, and they're about to have a big footprint here also. So just a lot going on at Camp Shelby.
There's hot spots, of course, around the world. There always are, but in particular focused, of course, the situation in Ukraine, the situation in Gaza. does that figure into anything with respect to our National Guard here? Is there any kind of elevation of being ready, or any other exercises you're involved in, any communication, just anything that you have to take action on, General?
Gerard, great question. I don't think we do anything different here stateside to prepare for our usual missions.
Okay.
However, when our number gets called, we go through a plus-up training that prepares us for whatever scenario we're going into.
Okay.
We will do that at Fort Bliss in El Paso, or Fort, I think, Camazos now, formerly Fort
been
Hood,
renamed,
in Texas. And then we train up there, do some last knocking the dust off some things, then go deploy forward. The other side of that coin is that right now we have about 1,600 men and women deployed overseas. That's a high watermark for us right now. We usually have about 400 deployed overseas, so that's a big deal for us. And it includes our aviation brigade, our engineer brigade, and then our infantry battalion out of Macomb, Mississippi. They're all deployed forward along with some other units.
Of course, we have Air National Guard as well. Outposts in the state. Certainly there at the airport, municipal airport, or international airport now in Jackson, we can't help but see the big tankers or freighters, whatever those big old cargo airplanes are, flying around overhead in central Mississippi. To what extent, General, do you integrate with them?
Yeah, great. Another great question. So the refuelers in Meridian and the cargo planes, the C-17s in Jackson.
Okay.
They're really both dialed into the active duty force every day. So they could be doing stuff domestically. Our refuelers do a lot of missions over training areas where pilots can plug in and train on how to refuel. We do a lot of that support. Our refuelers also go overseas and do support, a lot in the Europe, a lot in the Pacific areas. The C-17s are handling cargo. We'll usually have 2 on call at any one time. Out of 9 that are out there. Okay. They're all busy. But there are usually about 2 that will go internationally and be available for the active component to transport material overseas if they have to.
Wow.
And I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, okay. I got you. Yeah. What's on the horizon? Anything that you're working on, any particular projects for the National Guard?
Well, I'll highlight a couple.
Okay.
So the legislature was very generous to us this year. We are pursuing a new piece of equipment over in Meridian. We currently have this KC-135, and we'd like to compete for the KC-46. And the Mississippi legislature wrote us a check in order to put a facility there that will make us very competitive. We're increasing the size of the hangar there. We're also adding some bed-down space for pilots to be there for a 24-hour period. So that's been very helpful, and we really appreciate the legislature investing in that facility. We are optimistic that we will be very competitive for that, and that decision will be made in the next year, 2024.
Would that also involve additional personnel?
It would. Great question. So we would plus up about 30 to 40 personnel on the Guard side, but that particular piece of equipment brings in about 100 active duty personnel.
Wow.
Into the Meridian area. So it would be a shot in the arm militarily for that area. So
when you talk about sort of competing, are we competing with other states in that regard?
We are.
Other facilities?
Yeah. So they're giving out 2 KC-46s to the Guard, 2 wings to the Guard next year.
Okay.
And so we're competing for one of those 2. And so we'll see. There are probably about 12 facilities that are gunning for it.
Okay.
Though. So it's a good competitive situation.
The museum here. We got just about 30 seconds left or so.
Okay.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
It is. I tell people it's truly a jewel in Mississippi. Everybody should come through here and see it. I know Tommy's doing a lot more with schools and getting them in here from across at least the southern part of Mississippi.
Yeah.
But the individual stories that are in here that people need to see.
It's incredible.
It really is.
We should be proud of Mississippi and its rich history with respect to defense of our nation and serving our nation. Incredible.
Yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate it. General Boyles, Adjutant General Jansen Boyles with the Mississippi National Guard, has been our guest here on Middays. We're in the Element Well studio down at the Mississippi Armed Forces Museum.